Hello, NeXT community. I thought I'd show you our latest product offering. It's called the WOMBAT. And what's really neat is it's an ADB to USB or a USB to ADB converter. Now, this brings a lot of things into play for Macintosh. And guess what? It does work on NeXT hardware. You got this little power button on the side. You press it, it comes on. Now see, we've got our ADB soundbox. This is actually one that we made dual compatible. Unfortunately, the WOMBAT won't work with non-ADB components, but it does work with ADB components. So, what the advantage of the WOMBAT is now, believe it or not, here's a Apple USB keyboard that has a Dell USB mouse plugged into it. Okay. And it's going through testing from system. And then over here we've got a NeXT Monoturbo, and I've got an 8 gig SD card hooked up. So this, how modified is this? We now have a NeXT turbo station with an SD. This one doesn't have new capacitors yet, but we're doing new capacitors on the motherboard. And I've got it working with a flat panel with my custom monitor through the sound box. Okay, and you can see here that it does register it as an ADB device. So the conversion is working great. And I'm now a reseller for the WOMBAT. So Steve over at Big Mess of Wires came up with this concept, so it's pretty cool stuff. And I do have these available. So if you have an ADB NeXT, you can now use your Mac USB keyboard or other USB keyboard and USB mice, and it looks like you have to have a plug-in to use the mouse and the keyboard at the same time. So I have this plugged in basically to the USB port on the Apple keyboard. And so now it says reboot complete. You can see the mouse working here, and then we can type in. See, the keyboard works great. There's no slowdown or anything. And so I can log in real quick. And then next, what I'm going to do is try a NeXT ADB keyboard and mouse on my Mac Mini, and I'm going to show it running Next Step in previous using this little WOMBAT converter. So that's going to be the next test to see if that works. It should. So there you have it.